Pastoral Theology 1, Lecture 2, Part B. Amen. So we got through that okay. I think everyone's hunky-dory on that. Part B here on 2, page 2. Preparation for the ministry involves much more than Bible college, Brother Eric.
Yes?
Oh. Yeah. He just graduated. He's taking these classes just before he goes off on his mini deputation. Well, personal issues. One needs to come to the point in their soul that there is no doubt to their call to the ministry. I'm guessing that Brother Eric is there. He has no doubts. I have no doubts of my call to the ministry. I have some doubts, but no doubts there. All skeletons, hidden sins of the past, need to have come out of the closet. Don't keep them hiding, or God will spring them out on you. At the weirdest times. Now, maybe it's not every skeleton in the past is coming out, but I would say those that are significant, like you committed a murder, you've lived a very immoral life in this lifestyle, whatever it is. Heavy drug user, still are one. Big issues, and people go, "Oh my!" And you're going, "I hope no one finds out." Well, at least in Independent Baptist ranks, some of those are going to come out. Maybe not all of them, but some. And if you're still hiding them in there, online students or people here, I'm praying they come out. The sooner the better. They're in the past, right? You're all done with them? Yeah, okay. We'll move on. But you need to get that all taken care of. One's testimony must be beyond reproach. The rough spots need to be smoothed out. Nothing should stand out as an obvious negative. I'm talking about people looking at you. All situations where people have been offended need to be resolved. And, well, let's just talk about significant offenses. Some of them you're not even aware you did, and others just kind of went away, and everything seems to be okay with that person. But you need to get everything ironed out. With everyone. I'm not just talking about with your church. If you're going to be going out. Because the devil's going to use those things. He's going to try and find something. And, you can try and resolve things and the other person won't resolve it, okay, but do your best to resolve. All time wasters in their life need to be removed. What could that be? Golfing, video game playing, even gardening can become that. Whatever. Time wasting things, because everything's got to focus on the ministry. Now, you don't abandon your family or your parents or anything like that, but the focus, the thrust is not these other things. It is the ministry, or you're not ready to go do that. It's a great sacrifice, because you're going to sacrifice all these things, and to an extent, your relatives, your loved ones, or your family's going to be right along with you. So it's not like you're leaving them, but they all need to be focused on this too. This is huge. Never miss a church-related service or activity. These are folks preparing for the ministry. Like you're in this Bible college and you plan when you're done to have your church ordain you and send you out. Okay, this should be all happening. It's not like, "Oh, I don't go to that one." Why? Yeah, because I just don't have the time, don't want to, I don't think, whatever. What? You need to be the man of God, huh? One's devotion time with God needs to be consistent, intense, long, fruitful. I got some problems with myself on these. God will be refining the man of God so that he can be the most useful to him once on the field. And I think the last year or 2 or 3 before you go to the field, God really cranks it up. And even while you're on the field. But definitely, in my view, from what's happened with me and others I know, it's that last couple of years just gets you to come out so much higher for him than you otherwise would be without these interesting things happening. 2, family. This is for people that are called to the ministry, full-time ministry. Everyone in the family needs to be in agreement with the specific calling of God. I mean, they're all on board. I'm not talking about a 3-year-old. But you got some teenagers, your wife, okay, on board. We're behind you, big guy. And if your wife's not for it, you got rebellious teenagers, you need to get that taken care of. Or there's going to be problems. I'm not saying that if the wife's not on board that you never go. That's between you, God, and maybe your pastor. It's a tough one. I'm not saying if you have a rebellious teenager and you've done everything you can and just can't get it straightened out, that you never go. Well, at least while they're rebellious teenager in the house. But it could be that way. All family members need to be very active and committed to their church. You are the example. Your whole family is. There needs to be an obvious air of love and unity within the family. So,
my daddy taught me to put those tracks on the door.
Yeah.
My daddy taught me.
I admit it, she's on board, my 7-year-old. But, if you've got a lot of disharmony, it's a fighting household. The husband and wife, you can tell there are issues. They are not ready for the ministry. Or he's not ready. You got to get that thing calmed down. Because you go out there, you're going to hurt people. You hurt people, God is going to hurt you. Or I'm going to have something. That is close to murder. That could be worse than murder if you hurt people that aren't saved and they never want to come back and do anything with anything related to Christianity. Wow, because of your horrible testimony. That can happen for people not preparing for the ministry. I know. Hey, the whole family needs to be doctrinally and morally sound. Hey, if your wife's a boozer and a smoker, this is not good. Right? What's your name? You've got a 19-year-old son living with you that's just doing his own thing. But he's going to be with you as you plant this church. Oh, what? Have him go live on his own and then so be it. Children must not be out of control or rebellious. Whose Bible verse is supporting this? Submissive, grave, the Bible talks about it. Under control. Now, it doesn't mean they never disobey. But I think you know a family, I think you picture a family out there in the world that you know where the kids are out of control. You just go, they're out of control. And then there's a family where you say, sometimes they're out of control. That's not good either. It's someone where I almost never see them out of control. That is what you want. Still, they're kids and there's problems, but kind of in public eye, it's kept under control. At home, who knows what happens. The wife should be prepared to be the minister to the ladies in the future church. Prepared to. She may not have to be, but you're going to plant a church? Who are you going to have minister to the ladies? You? Okay, you can minister to the ladies, but some things are just not appropriate for a man to be getting involved with. Like the kitchen. You get involved with the nursery, Brother Eric? You can take it all, it's all me. I'll oversee everything. No, you say, hey, ladies, honey. So the wife needs to be willing, I think, and prepared for that. Finances. Brother Eric's going to listen to this one. Ideally, one should be totally debt-free. I said ideally. Some would say you have to be, but ideally. But this should not be a hold-up on going to the field. It's my numbskull thing I did. Why should that hinder God? It's just going to be a rougher life. And it could be actually where you can't do it. But in general, you just pay your debts when you can. Go off to the field. I think if God's called you, try and get debt-free. Do everything you can. Beg the Lord for it. But then, when you feel God has called you, go. Don't say, well, I still got $7,000 debt. I'm just going to wait until that's paid off. It's money. It's money. Ideally, one should have healthy savings. For startup costs for a church plant are high, and one never knows what will happen with support and unexpected costs. So it's good to have some savings built up. Healthy, whatever that might be. Careful consideration needs to be made in how much monthly support to try and achieve, and what is the best way to obtain it. That's not an open-ended question. You just talk with your pastor on that, and we teach that in missiology. 4. Ministerial experience. Yeah, future pastor needs lots of experience in their church. Preaching, teaching, leadership roles, helping to counsel people, helping with being involved with the kind of the big decisions. I don't mean in a church meeting, just behind the scenes. Pastoring OJT, where the pastor is taking you under the wing, they're talking to you about these things, and you're just working with your pastor. Treasury! Treasury! Business meetings. I'm not saying you have to lead one, but there should be a lot of teaching on, this is what you watch out for, you don't want this to happen. Children's ministries. Get involved with the teens. Building issues. Evangelism. There's visitation. There's lots and lots that are standard stuff in most churches that if you just go off and say, oh, I think I know what I'll do. You might do okay, you might not. So get a lot of experience. Post-college education. Brother Eric, a 4-year Bible college institution institute education is not the end, but it's just the beginning. I would say it'd be the minimal requirement. Though you can send someone out without a 4-year degree, but you need to have those basic teachings under their belt. Whether they get in 2, 4, nothing structured, okay. One must always be studying, actively, intensely, in an organized manner. So it is very reasonable to go on to further degrees. You don't have to, but to keep on studying. Not just, yeah, I read my Bible every day. No. Intense studying, reading books, going through courses. Challenge yourself. I will say this, teaching a Bible college or institute course or Bible studies will suffice. Plenty. 6, doctrinal investigation. There needs to be a thorough inspection of the future pastor's beliefs and practices. I'm not for a parachurch ordination council. It should all be done within one's own church's membership. I don't even believe in having visitors come visiting pastors just to make sure. No. We can do it just fine. There needs to be an exhaustive doctrinal statement put together by the future pastor. Exhaustive. Now, I believe the Bible. I believe in a church. I believe there's a God. There, I'm done. What more do you want? Yeah. And his church needs to have a formal investigation of it and any other pertinent issues. Why? Just so it's all done above the board. You can see it very clearly. It's not like the pastor saying, yeah, I think he's good to go. And was there really an investigation by competent people to check into that? Well, we know Brother Eric or Brother Bitsy or whoever. He's a good guy. He's good. Do you know what he believes on this, and this? Well, we figure he believes like we do. What do we believe? Well, I don't know. So this helps get all that out. Nothing to be afraid of, though. It's not like you got to pass a test, A+, or you don't pass and you never go. It's just wise to do. Brother Eric, man, he's so excited about that. 7, foreign field preparation. If going to the foreign field, travel money, Brother Eric, travel documents, obviously, you got to get those obtained, so things to prepare for it. If the field will involve a foreign language, you better have, not start studying the language when you get there. Man, once you know where you're going, you should be diving into the language. In fact, I would spend most of your free time pouring it into your mind, because that's going to be the big hindrance when you get there. Several visits to the field of calling should be made prior to the official move. Amen. Preacher, that is good stuff. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's take a break.